Hello and welcome to First Kick Seahawks, the show where we prepare you for the first kick of every play by game day. Welcome. Thank you for kicking it with me, where we are going to re-predict the remaining few games of the second half of the Seahawks 2024 season. My dog is always anxious when I start to stream. He doesn't like that I'm giving attention to you guys. So if you would like to give attention to offset his anxiety, you could always like the show, you could subscribe to the show, or you could buy me a coffee. There's a link to that in the description below. It would help out a lot because I'm trying to upgrade my equipment. Anyways, so the Seahawks right now are 4-4, and we're in general disarray. Like Butters, little henchman, right? And we have the rest of the division staring us right in the face. We still have 5 games remaining for the rest of the season. And Seahawk fans are, they're in general disarray. They're freaking out, right? We got a bunch of chaos ahead of us. We still have 2 games against the Los Angeles Rams. We have a 49ers game. We have 2 Cardinals games. We still have to play the Packers, and we have to play the Vikings. And that's not looking good when our offensive line is giving up the most pressure out of any offensive line in the league. It's not good when we can't stop the run, but we are hypothetically going to get some defensive backs back, and that might have mattered a lot against that Buffalo Bills team, which, if you recall, I predicted all week that we were going to lose to the Buffalo Bills. I predicted, or at least stated, that it would be best if DK Metcalf didn't play against the Bills because they were in the AFC. I would rather DK Metcalf be healthy-ish for this Rams game, then get a bye week rest so we can play the 49ers and then the Cardinals. Because at this point, we are so neck and neck with our division, all that really matters right now is winning the division, right? It doesn't matter if we beat an AFC team. We were probably going to lose anyways because it was such a competitive Bills team that's trying to get the first seed. We're probably not getting the first seed. Let's win the division. So we're going up against the Los Angeles Rams. I predicted at the start of the season, at this point, we were either going to be 5-3 or we're going to be 4-4. That 5-3, if you recall, I either said we were going to beat the 49ers because Trent Williams was going to be there, was not going to be there at that time. His contract was still up in the air. Or he was going to play and we were going to lose. And that was the reason we were going to be 4-4. At the time, though, I thought we were going to beat the Giants and that the Falcons were going to be a trap game. Turns out the Giants were a trap game. Then we beat the Falcons. So we're still 4-4. We're still on schedule to where I want us to be. Here's how I thought the rest of the games were going to go after this Buffalo Bills game, which again I thought we were going to lose anyways. We lose to the Rams. We beat the Cardinals. We beat the Jets. We beat the Cardinals. We beat the Green Bay Packers because at this point in the season I think our health was going to be better than the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers receiving core was not going to be as good. That could still show out to be true. We'll get to that later. At the time, and it sounds hilarious now, we beat the Vikings because the Vikings don't have a quarterback. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We beat the Bears because they have a rookie quarterback and a team that still needs to find each other. And then we lose to the Rams, giving us an ending record of either 11-6 or 10-7. Again, it depends on that 49ers game. It would have led us to and the other one in there is after the bye week, right? Rams, we then would have beaten the 49ers on the road, right? Or we would have, if we had beaten them in that 3-week span, we would have lost to them on the road. So no matter what, it would have mostly flipped. No, let me rephrase. We either would have been swept by the 49ers or we would have won one game against them. Can't read my own notes. So, it is now going to be different for a lot of reasons. One, we know what the other teams are for the most part. The Rams, they started off the season not healthy. If you remember my prediction show, I thought the Rams were going to take the division. We were going to be nipping at their heels. The 49ers would be in third because Super Bowl hangover. And then the Cardinals were going to be in last place. And as it stands right now, are the Cardinals in first place? Oh my God. NFC division, NFC West division standings. See, that it's not even that obvious right now. Cardinals are in first place with 4-4 because they have won enough games on the road in the division. 49ers are in second place. Seahawks are in third place. Rams are in fourth place. Top 3 teams are all 4-4. The Rams are 3-4. They've had their bye week. Grits, get out of here. He's begging. He doesn't like that I'm doing this. So, we're going up against the LA Rams. They need this win, and they're probably going to get it. They're going to get it because their offense looks amazing. Their defense does not look good. Byron Young is doing Byron Young things, but the Vikings had been on a tear all year on offense, led by Sam Darnold. And they were just shredding each other on offense, right? The Vikings and the Rams. But one of the things that kept happening to Sam Darnold is he kept getting put off of his spot. And in particular, that Vikings defense could not do anything to stop Puka Nacua and company. Kyron Williams in particular. If we cannot stop a running attack and we cannot stop scatty wide receivers, I don't think we're going to stand a chance against a healthy Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. And so it's going to be a very rough game, both games, against the LA Rams, especially since they're finally healthy and ready to go. Our defensive backs, yeah, we got Woolen back. Even if we have Trey Brown back, we might be in trouble. Devin Witherspoon has not been playing good coverage all season. We've been having trouble getting our run blocking correct. C-Mike Spin Move was showing footage this week where there were 2 defenders in a gap and then there was an open gap on the other side. Our second level guys are just not getting in the right gaps, right? They're not having sound gap responsibilities and they're misreading constantly and hitting the wrong hole, leaving gigantic gashes, right? I think Sean McVay, who historically has gotten his team well prepared to play, and Mike McDonald, who so far has not gotten his team well prepared to play, even in the Denver Broncos game, right? I think he is going to take it to us. It might be a close game because of luck. It might be a close game because DK Metcalf is back and Kenneth Walker manages to pull something out of his butt. Right, we got 2 guys that can do a home run, but they are going to methodically kick our ass up and down the field. We are going to get out-coached. We have been out-coached regularly this season. Mike McDonald, as a head coach in preparation his team, he has been out-coached like half of the games. He just got out-coached last week, and he has said after games, like instead of just we need to clean things up, we need to fix that, he's been like, yeah, I just got outcoached. Yeah, it's looked like you've gotten outcoached, dude. And this is part of the thing about when you bring in a rookie head coach. He wasn't even a head coach in college. He's had no experience being a head coach. He's been a defensive coordinator for a couple years, right? He's not used to the NFL adjusting to whatever he is and then adapting. He's not that type of coach. So I think Sean McVay is gonna teach Mike Macdonald a few lessons for Mike Macdonald to take into the offseason. We lose this game, right? So the Seahawks then will be 4-5. We go against the Cardinals. I had said earlier this season, this is after the bye week, right? I had said earlier this season that we sweep the Cardinals. The Cardinals have proven to be a scrappy team. I know did they beat the 49ers or did they beat the Rams? They beat one of those teams. They beat the LA Rams and they beat the 49ers. Yeah, I think that says a lot. They almost beat that Buffalo Bills team in week 1. That was 28-34. And then they got their asses handed to them by the Green Bay Packers in week 6. I think even though they almost lost to that bad Miami Dolphins team, I think they're familiar with the players we have on our roster. I think coming out of the bye week, we do beat them because we will be prepared for them. I think Mike Macdonald, that's his tape study week. I think we beat the Cardinals this time. Playing the Jets are terrible. Their defense is really good. Yeah, they have Adams. Yeah, they have Garrett. Yeah, they have Hall. The Jets are terrible. If they bench Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, because of health reasons, right? The Jets are even more terrible. Like, he's looked good, but they got rid of their defensive head coach who was making their defense good, and then their defense just got worse. And so I think the Jets will not be a threat to us unless we really do have a serious problem on our team. We have put together some good wins. And if we can use the bye week as an opportunity to just get some of our tendencies together, there should be no reason that we can't beat this team. It could be like the Patriots game where it's really much closer than it should be. But I think we beat the Jets just because they're a really bad team. We then go up against the Cardinals, right? So bye week happens after the Rams. Cardinals we win. Jets we win. Cardinals again. They then beat us. Either they beat us out of the bye, which I don't think we will because we're coming out of the bye and I think Mike Macdonald's going to get our team ready, or he doesn't know how to get a team ready after the bye, and then we beat the Cardinals later. Purely because Kyler Murray does Kyler Murray things. He makes chaos happen, and then he manages to win. Likewise, on the other side of the coin, Kyler Murray does Kyler Murray things. He makes chaos happen, and he finds a way to lose. So I think they're going to beat us, and I think they're going to lose to us. And it might not necessarily be us. I think it's going to be a Kyler Murray thing. So we split with the Cardinals. We go into Green Bay. Health issues, right? Theoretically, our guys should be healthier by that point. We should have these defensive backs that are back. There's no guarantee, right, for more injuries coming back, but we should have Abe Lucas playing, who theoretically is better than Michael Jarrell. But I'll tell you what, I don't think it matters if Abe Lucas is the best offensive line that we have. If he goes out there and he looks better than any of the offensive linemen we have, they're all playing so poorly. And this Green Bay defense is so good that I think that they're going to kick our butts. Now, of course, it depends on the health of the Green Bay offense. But I think their defense is going to kick our butts. And then on top of that, I think Julian Love is going to just keep picking at us because there is no evidence that our defense can stop a good running attack and then also put pressure on the quarterback as far as coverage, right? We can't stop a running attack, which then forces the quarterback to make difficult throws. I think that this team in particular, the Green Bay Packers, are well suited to beat teams like us who cannot play disciplined football and make things hard for teams. Jordan Love is not going to make mistakes. He plays good, balanced football. Instead of Green Bay Packers losing to us, I think that we are going to lose to the Green Bay Packers, which then this comes to the most difficult part of the reprediction show. Is at first you think, oh, the Vikings, they're doing Sam Darnold. This isn't going to be good. Sam Darnold's looked pretty good. Also on top of that, this Vikings defense at the start of the season was one of the best defenses to start the season that they have ever had. And then the last 2 weeks in particular, that Vikings defense for Flores has not looked good. So that's the big thing is, will we go up against this Vikings defense that should be good, and it'll look like the Falcons game where we made a bad defense look bad, or will we make a good defense that's been struggling look good again? Will the Vikings going up against the Seahawks be their get right game? Will Sam Darnold, who might be struggling at this point in the season still, will this be a get right game for the Vikings? The way that they've been playing, age of the team, they're a much older team, right? I think that they have the ability to get more prepared than us. I think that we have proven this season that as the weeks go on, we get less and less prepared. We play more and more sloppy. I think that the Vikings beat us purely because their coaching staff has been together longer. And then the players have played together at a high level longer. And it doesn't matter what our coaching staff's experience is. It doesn't matter what our defensive line's experience is, because we have not proven all year that we can play at a high level or a poor level and then the following week play better. Now that can change in the next coming weeks. If we go into this Rams game and just kick their butts on defense, that'll shock the NFL. But we have not proven that we can improve from 1 week to the next week. So we lose to the Vikings. The Bears, good question. Caleb Williams is doing a bunch of things. He's made very few rookie mistakes. They do have more outside on the receiving position, and they have a solid defense. I think that they have a bunch of learning curves. I think this is a good opportunity for us to show that we have a better coaching staff and more experience overall on our roster. And I think we beat this Bears team. But the way that the Bears started off really good, that's a case of not enough tape on a player at an NFL level within a scheme. And so I think that by the time we play the Bears later in the season, there will be more tendencies shown, and the quarterback will not have had an opportunity to develop within a season, right? Because he just came out of college, might be a little bit tired, right? It's just one of those things where typically you see college quarterbacks not play as well towards the end of the season. Maybe that's not as true within recent years. I don't recall that was a thing true a decade ago. We will see. But I think unless Caleb pulls something out of his butt, he has not been necessarily the reason that the Bears have been winning. I think we beat the Bears. We go up against the Rams that final week. Sean McVay probably vying to maintain that first seed in the division against the 49ers or playing for good seeding in the playoffs. I think the Rams absolutely whoop our ass. That means that we win the season with 7 and 10, which I had us going either 11-6 and 10-7. Considering that we're underperforming, like those were high expectations, but like Green Bay's better than I thought. the Vikings are way better than I thought. If we can, and the Cardinals are better than I thought. If we can find a way, where are the 49ers on this list? You get the idea. If we can find a way to beat the Vikings, and if we can find a way to sweep the Cardinals and get up to 9 wins, that can get us a wild card spot. That could get us a wild card spot. It's not likely, but those are the 2 wins in particular. The Cardinals, where they're a middling team, and the Vikings, where they started out hot and then they've been struggling lately. I'm thinking of the 2012 Bears with Lovie Smith, right? And I'm forgetting the quarterback right now. But they started off really hot at the start of that season, and then at the end of the season, the Bears fell off. Seahawks were able to come in and take that spot in the wild card. If we can sweep the Cardinals and then beat the Vikings, that gives us a good opportunity to get 9 wins, and we could take that last wild card spot, right? So that's my feeling on how the remaining games of the season go. Hopefully it goes better than that, right? Hopefully we beat the Rams. But as far as the remainder of the season goes, this is learning time. Can we see improvements from the coaches? I'm not even looking at the players anymore, right? Mike McDonald and his offensive coaching staff. Can you guys show that you are learning? Are you learning to be better leaders? Are you learning to be better preparers? And are you learning that, hey, defensive coaches and offensive coaches at this level are really, really good at what they do, right? And they're adapting to what you've done. So can you foil that, right? Can you counter what they're trying to do to you in the middle of the season with all of this stuff going around you? Because you got to remember, with Mike McDonald, he is splitting head coaching duties with Leslie Frazier. He's not even running the whole team right now. So he shouldn't be feeling overwhelmed. If Leslie Frazier is gone next year and he has to run everything, does he have the leadership skills to do that? Does he have the organizational skills to be able to be a head coach? And I'm not so sure yet. He might just be, I'm not calling him an immature person, but he might not have enough maturity as a leader and as a coach to be that guy. So thank you for kicking it with me. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you around later.